the opportunity to look low and death about the death of that trouble. See, when the action is shot here, I can define its perfection of it. And not here, standard shotgun, again, not the most monster by method. Effective weapon. This weapon is not a collection of that, but it's still serviced.
For decades, the dungeon of Naheulbeuk has been one of the crown jewels of the lands of Fang.
Huh, that's funny. I never heard of it when I was studying for my Bitter Warlock Sidekick certification.
Public relations are tough for independent dungeons.
Oh, aren't you affiliated with the Dungeons Fund?
With those unscrupulous parasites? Never. But we do have the most insidious traps, the most cunning guards, the most dreadful monsters, and the most remarkable treasures.
How delightful! May I look around?
No, we've been renovating. The paint's still wet.
Ah, too bad.
Despite our reputation being well established, I've decided that this dungeon needs to take things to the next level.
Yes, the ad made that very clear.
And I need more time for my magical research.
Certainly. So, about my compensation,
Well, let's not quibble over trifles. I'm aligned with industry norms. Not to mention, there's the gratification of joining a renowned wizard.
Yes, of course. May I meet the other members of the team?
Well, actually, not today. They're attending a seminar for process improvement. You know what I mean.
Process?
The clock is ticking, and you're not the only applicant. What's your decision? This is a once-in-a-lifetime offer.
I'm interested. Not like I have a choice anyway. No one's hiring half-goblins. There's too much discrimination in this sector. All right, I'm in.
Perfect. You made the right choice. And now?
Yes?
Get to work, you wretch! I don't pay people to stand around.
Yes, Master. All right, let's see. Where is the dungeon staff? What state are the premises in? I'll have a look around the property. I wonder if signing this contract was such a good idea.
South is Mandalay, Colombia. The relay have dynamite at the technically crater banana near Little Fungus. You probably know the fabulous banana.
You can see the deep type of banana in every supermarket.
They're so popular because they're yummy, they're nicknames, and they rank them as they transport.
It's for really the experience, the world, and hopefully comes in transport.
But there's a problem.
They are there to get it.
Seed means Cavendish bananas are clones of each other, so the only way to propagate them is in vitro, taking these growths are separate from the base of an older clone.
So, where was I? Huh? Must have been the wind.
Don't effect if you have everything wrong with one clone,
Yes?
everything, stand by stand.
That is exactly what's happening here too. There is a deadly state of human property. The fungus never spreads the seeds, but it does eventually kill the banana plant, so no one can grow. Scientists guess the fungus probably started settling in Southeast Asia in the 90s, where people spread across the globe. Then in 2018, the fitness in the month.
Master, if I may, isn't it a bit strange for an evil dungeon to have its tavern open to the public?
Ah, yes, well, it's a convenient way to make some money, but I'm not very good at managing it.
I see. Well, it could prove to be useful.
So, have you finished your little tour? You must be in awe of the grandeur of this place.
Yes, well, this dungeon is rather unique, that's for sure. But Say, how often do you come by the staff area?
Never. I'm a warlock, not a stable boy. All right, that's enough talk.
We'll never be able to retain our staff with such rundown premises, Master.
I have no money to spend on a luxury lounge for my lazy servants.
Oh, but it's a matter of standards. Take the Temple of Wismo, for example. They have 18 toilets just for the servants.
What? Those frauds. Do what you must, but don't go overboard. We're not running a hotel.
Let's see. We won't get anywhere without bathrooms, for starters. Chamber pots and manure heaps are so last century.
Cuts down a 65-pound bundle, and the other packages and carries it to the table. Then brings all these banana bunches to the table. First, we can shave out the bunches with filling.
Retirar cualquier insecto que pueda venir del campo dentro de la fruta, como insectos arañas.
Then we check the bananas for quality, and any signs of cesarean damage. They cut off and pull bushels into huge tanks. That bath not only preserves the bananas, but washes off any grain cuts that might be carried in the field. The bananas keep having the smaller bunches of the height reception.
Perfect! We now have a decent bathroom. Now, dormitories with beds.
I don't pay you to nap.
Speaking of payment...
Later. Super busy, magical research and all that.
I think I'll have to put a little slush fund aside.
Yes.
Master, the living quarters improvements are complete.
Not bad, but very expensive. We'll have to find some more money. If I'd wanted to go bankrupt, I'd have hired an interior designer.
I hear you, but given the state of the dungeon, I'm not sure how we could defeat a party of adventurers, even beginners.
If we're not up to snuff, it'll be your fault, entirely.
But I just got here and, well, I do serve an evil wizard, not a charity. We have to develop this tavern to bring in some income.
The old tavern keeper is gone. Yet another ungrateful coward. I'm not dealing with this anymore. I've got better things to do. I must focus on my magical research and developing my management skills.
I can handle it. So let's see. We need tables for customers, equipment for serving food and drinks.
Meantime, I shall subscribe to a few periodical publications about evil dungeon management. We need to get this up to date.
I wonder if he knows what he is doing.
Don't you overspend. We want to extort gold from the poor, not waste our money on furniture for drunkards.
and sideboard. This should be enough to lure in a few dupes.
I hired an evil dungeon steward, not a lunch lady.
Indeed, Master. But we need some revenue. Look, all these customers should earn us some gold.
Orloff for debrief, Master. Hey, what's with this dull-looking goblin?
Half-goblin? Who is this brute?
He is the dungeon swordmaster and guard commander. So, are you back from the retaliatory raid?
Affirmative. We made it to target location, the so-called Temple of Wismal. Enemy ambush fighting. 100% loss rate on our side. Debrief over.
What? You turkeys!
I was injured 6 times myself. We were expected. I'm the guard commander, not a marauder. This requires specific operational preparation.
Clearly. This doesn't speak highly about your abilities.
Who asked you, you withered piece of lettuce?
Silence, you two! Revax is our new steward. As for you, Orloff, maybe I should get a new swordmaster.
Certainly, sir. But I'll complain to the Guild of Mercenaries and Dungeon Guards. This wasn't in my job description.
Cursed be the bowels of the great Telefern! I'm so sick of these union demands! Beat it, both of you! I'm going back to my research.
I think we'd better try to collaborate. In our mutual interest, Sword Master.
Yeah, affirmative. For now, you little... yes, steward.
This failed raid explains why this dungeon is so badly guarded. Anyone can just waltz in. If we want to get rid of adventurers, we should deal with slackers first.
Affirmative. The downsizing caused by the incursion attempt on the Temple of Wismal is weighing on staff rotation. We must recruit new elite guards.
Guards are expensive. I read in Dungeons and Despots that support roles should be outsourced as part of atomized management of the company's processes.
Don't you mean optimized, Master?
Silence! You know nothing of modern dungeon management vocabulary. As for you, improve the guard, but with no superfluous expenses.
We could hire a few interns. They shouldn't cost us much. We just have to think about feeding them from time to time.
Affirmative. That's it for now. I'll bring them up to speed. Trust me on that. Attention! At ease. The first interns have arrived. Soldiers, attention! Line up in pairs in the front rank. I only want to see one head.
Always right.
I'm curious to see how he goes about training them.
Ideally, we should find a pile of dirt and make them dig a hole to bury him.
But that's absurd!
Negative. This is training through blind obedience. To think is to disobey. Come on the double, rookies. Up, two, up, two, up, two.
Why are my minions so agitated? I can't focus in such a ruckus.
One of the servants is on strike, Master. He's protesting against his working conditions.
I could send the guards to slaughter this slacker. Civilians are so entitled.
I'm not sure that's the best approach for retaining competent staff, Master. We must listen to his demands and fulfill them, if they're legitimate.
I don't care about the specifics. I just need this racket silenced. Deal with it, or you'll get the whip! Incidentally, there's an article in Dungeons and Despots about the psychological torture of middle management minions.
May I help you?
With the striker. It'll make an example of him. Still, I should try to make sure it doesn't happen again. It's done, Master. Everything is back to normal. The strike is over.
About time. Let's move on. I've just been informed that the Temple of Wismo has increased its reputation, while we've been sitting on our haunches whistling nursery rhymes.
We should limit the risk of strikes. The dungeon won't be able to repel adventurers with disgruntled minions.
Affirmative. To smash those little snoopers, you need motivated, and therefore well-fed, guards.
These matters are unworthy of a high-level wizard. They're better suited for interns.
Of course, Master. I'll see what I can come up with. But we'll need a cook.
As long as they're not too expensive and can cook sumptuous meals. Bear and bear stew, for example.
It's also necessary to adapt the food to each species. If we serve elfish fare to goblins, they'll start eating the elves too.
You're looking for a cook?
Well, yes, but I just hired one. An orc cook. It's the best I could afford. Are you qualified?
I sure am. I've been a cook, a barber, adventurer, surgeon, executioner, and embalmer. I can peel and bone like nobody's business. Mel Boots, here to serve you, with a preference for ale. Anyway, do you have someone for your tavern?
Well, actually, we don't. It is true we could use a good tavern keeper, but my budget's a bit tight.
Gotcha! Relocating towards the bar. March! Hop, two! Hop, two!
Mark, ready to do stuff!
Significantly improved the minions' living conditions. And for cheap, too.
And we'll serve them good. Cheap plunk, hard ale, and sausage that'll dry out your gullet.
What? Who is this individual?
It's, Mel, the new tavern keeper. I'll explain.
My patience is running thin. We spend too much on nonsense here, and our reputation is stagnating.
Hey, no offense, but your dungeon's got quite a stench, don't you think? Reeks like a bunch of dead rats.
What? No, it doesn't. We just cleaned the mess and fired the slackers.
Just saying, but this morning I saw a cockroach so grossed out it puked. Mind you, I'm not the kind to wash the mugs every day or to take more than one bath a month, but hey, there are limits to filth.
It is true that to attract a certain class of customers or servants, we'll need to raise our standards. Cleaning, improving sanitary facilities, and hiring decent domestics.
Yep, exactly. Elves will do the trick. I know there are a bunch of lettuce munchers who think they're hot dung, but they don't mess around with cleanliness.
What might this object in the shower be? A faucet? I see! Fascinating! Some vegetables to cook. Yep, that's elves for you. Well, at least apples and turnips are cheap.
Revax! The Temple of Wismal had marble columns installed. I just saw the etchings in the Dungeons and Despots magazine.
Oh, not again with that rag.
We need to revamp my dungeon's decor. This is an essential aspect of the prolificacy of this organization's processes.
Productivity, Master? But you said we don't have the funds to...
Just make some improvements, or I'll turn you into a flower pot. And stop contradicting my managerial guidelines, or you'll get your termination notice from Orloff's crossbow. And the whip will answer.
Master?
Anything I can do?
I need a break.
Master, we've installed some marble columns.
I'm quite pleased with my choice of decor. I shall write to the Dungeon Owners Association of Fang to share my creative insights.
I hope this won't get us into trouble.
Hello, I'm looking for the master of the dungeon of Naheulbeuk.
Well, I am his steward. How may I help you?
I'm here about the letter he sent to the Dungeon Owners Association of Fang.
Are you going to publish his article on interior decoration?
I don't know. This is a matter for the DOAF Gazette editorial board. I am Doris Mortadella, head inspector of the Dungeons Fund. I'm here for your membership application.
What? The DF? But, we didn't apply for membership. There must be some mistake.
Your master wrote to the DOAF. According to DOAF regulations, any such communication is to be considered as a membership application to its parent company, the Dungeons Fund, unless expressly stated otherwise.
But that's...
That is your right. In accordance with the DF regulations, as ratified through case law by all courts in the lands of Fang, we would be entitled to a compensation of 200,000 gold coins.
200... What? That's racketeering!
It'd be easier to join the DF like most proper dungeons. I will have your master sign the documents. A measly 412 scrolls for a small dungeon like yours.
Pox and mutant rats!
Revax! In my office! Immediately!